Reflection time. Believe you're doing fine. Are you a Nigerian? Are you a lover of Nigeria? You are welcome. Of recent, we have tried to focus on Nigeria's bleeding, Nigeria's challenge, Nigeria's sliding, the unpleasantness, the pressures in Nigeria. Then yesterday we were talking about the present people we have in our country now, the present set of people, set of human beings, mostly the young, the youths, because it's generally believed that the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. But the question is, these youths, who are they really? What are they really, if we can use that phrase? What is meant is that, are they reliable enough? Are they responsible enough? Are they focused enough to be able to take over from the present set of politicians, present set of leaders? There is big complaint, big cry in the land about the level of corruption, the callousness, the attitude of these leaders, the wickedness they display, the endemic corruption. And we say, what gives? They keep desecrating the monuments, the assets of the nation, instead of them to try to readjust the system. They are doing everything they can to pervert the well-being of the system so that it could favor them. They went from the judicial system to the security system. They tried to use money to buy off the judges, to buy off the police force, to buy off the intelligence officers that investigate them, those that will prosecute them. And the present crop of youths are now following in that line. They are doing hybrid work majorly. That is physical work plus online work, content creation, coding, program writing, and so on. And this one is fetching them some good money. But the question is, what is the attitude of these president of youths to money? What is their focus on today and tomorrow? What is their operational philosophy? What is their personal psychology of living? With what mindset do they operate? What is their perspective of life? These are the questions. Are they ready to take up the mantle? Nigeria is bleeding. Nigeria is suffering. Nigeria is going through a phase that, if not well handled, it will be one of the worst phases in life, and it will be a big embarrassment and shame to all the black races of the world, especially to Africa. Nations look up to Nigeria. I was just checking, but time may not permit us to do that now. In the 80s, between 60s and 80s, look at the economy, know that the socio-economic strata of Nigeria. By the early 80s, late 70s and early 80s, the current Nigerian currency was so strong, so powerful. At that time, the exchange rate of the naira to dollar was about almost ratio 1-to-1. Let's put it at that. And why? Because that time Nigeria was not monoculture in their export. We are producing so many things that we use in the country. Tomorrow we'll do more elucidation on that. Most of the vehicles used in Nigeria then were assembled in Nigeria, like the Volkswagen and the Peugeot. Those were the two prominent vehicles used in Nigeria then. And they were assembled in Nigeria. The trucks were assembled in Nigeria. I learned that some of the tractors used for farming were produced in the northern part of Nigeria. The tires were produced in Nigeria. We had Dunlop, we had Michelin. At that time, our refineries were working exceptionally well. We were not just producing petrochemicals and petroleum we use in the country, we were able to also export outside the country. That time we were having so much electric supply to take care majorly for the well-being of the nation, that the nation had to be supplying to at least two of the West African countries, to which they are still doing now. So where did we go wrong? It was a gradual process. And that is why the change must come. Like the Bible says, we learn from that, say, check, remember from when thou hast fallen, and repent and try to make amends. And that's why we are. So the change we are expecting in Nigeria, the transformation concern you and me, begins with you and I. Somebody has a question. Let's start with the simple one. Who put all the solid waste on the main road? Is it the government or the people? Who blocked the drainages? Is it the government or the people? Who are the people that will collect money from you? Say, place, I'm an house agent, estate agent, I want to help you to get rent, or you want to get land to build your house, to control your company. I come to you, collect money, and at the end of the day, I will disappear with the money. Is that the government or we individuals? Who are the people that are saying one tribe is better than the other one? This one, labeling and maligning each other. Is that still the government or you and I? Do the government live with us in our community? So many questions that are presenting themselves. And it was observed that the average Nigerian is even worse than the worst politician because of our attitude to life. Go to the social media, you will see so many atrocities being done by the average Nigerian. And that is what the corrupt politicians are hooking up onto. They say that, like Judas Iscariot, they say that, well, you don't have scruples, your standards are low, then they come to you, buy you over so that you can betray your people. They give you back, they give you some money, and you betray the people. So that's what we're looking at. So what do we do next? So what kind of mindset does the average Nigerian operate with? What is the orientation? We observe that a good number of the youths now, as soon as they get some money, what they do? They try to get a flashy car, they try to get a flashy house. After that, they try to emulate the politicians. They get bodyguards with the money and try to move in convoy. They get clubs, they go clubbing, and they go spraying money like the politicians. Is that so? How do we develop the land? How do we develop the economy? That is what the politicians started to do there. And the children woke up onto that. But it's now for us, you and I, to try and wake up out of our slumber. Please, yes, let me know where you are hooking up onto me from, please. I'm reflecting from Nigeria. Let me know the country you are linking from. So, What do we do? Where do we go from here is a question. So I would like to have your suggestions in your comment so that we'll be able to brainstorm together. This channel is about relationship. So if we cannot relate together, if we cannot unite, a nation divided against a people divided against a cannot say in the coming when we don't work together, how do we take care? Even things will getting worse and worse. Things getting worse and worse in every sense. So that is why you and I, everyone must talk about that relationship with our relationship with ourselves, relationship with our future. We don't throw care to the wind. So, what kind of productive sense do we have? Does our youth do our youth have now? So, where do they focus? What's their thought about tomorrow? Is something we need to know. When these people come into power, how do you think they do? Some of them are saying they will do worse. They are just waiting to get there. And two examples I will just cite. One of the youth leaders that when he was making his own presentation, he said, well, in the area where he lives, there are some security men that work at the estate gate, and some of them they help him to do some work and to carry his load. So one day he called their leader and he gave him wire to him 30,000 naira and said he should share it with his colleagues. I think they about five or six. Later, one of the security men met this youth leader and was just greeting, hello, did you get the money? Oh, thank you for the work you do. He said, well, he said, well, the guy just gave us 500 naira or 1,000 naira. I said, what? He said he counted them, and from his, that population, that at least if the man shared the money averagely, everyone should get at least 5,000 naira. So he said he went to meet him at their security post and said, hello, how much did I give you? Because he told the others that the leader gave this youth leader gave him 5,000. So the leader asked him in their presence, how much did I give you? At first he couldn't talk. Then later he said 30,000. So the other opened their mouth. They were shocked. So you can see how we church each other at that level. There's another similar story. There's a particular youth that happened to be a content creator. He was always analyzing what a governor was doing then in the northern part of Nigeria. So this governor got interested in this youth content creator and said, if this boy is so much interested in the activities of my government and is doing so much analysis, let me bring him in and see what input he can give when he was from inside. Then one day he gave him some money to be able to give to some people that were working with them. I think he told him, was it 20,000 naira or 200,000 naira to give. But this youth content creator that was given appointment and assignment to work in the governor's office, governor's department, he went to the person and gave the person, I think, 2,000 instead of 20,000. So when the governor came to learn about this, he was shocked. I said, you have your own money. You have your own now, you have your own token. I said to give this one this amount of money. Why did you shortchange it? So you can see where our unrighteousness and lack of integrity. So it is there. So we need to work on ourselves, work on each other so that we can achieve a better Nigeria. So we have to identify ourselves, look at ourselves objectively. And this is promoting unity. Then he gave another example During the EndSARS in October 2020, when the oppression of the EndSARS place, this is Nisinuga Reflections. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that we can learn to reflect together upon about how to live our life with joy, with peace, how we can grow together peaceably in the country set, how we can, because this is our country. We should be proud of ourselves. I said yesterday, one man did an analysis and the report doesn't go well with me at all, at all, at all. So I will still try and see if I can play it for you, but I don't want to be as if I'm picking and I've not been able to get contact with the person, so I can get permission to play it on my channel. He tried to do a documentary analysis about Nigeria and Nigerians. He said the problem goes beyond the government, that the average Nigerian is corrupt. He said we have gone through so much oppression that oppression has gone to a mental that our thinking faculty is not working right, it's not working normal again. That it has turned us to not to behave like normal human beings again. That the average Nigerian is now tending to be a criminal, an outcast, guided by maladaptive behaviors. It's not a good story. He said, no, we know that Nigerians are in almost every country of the world. He said, if you go to most of the countries of the world, more than 60% of the countries have Nigerians in their prison, in their correctional centers. So he said, it's not poverty that is causing. He said there are some poorer countries than us. They are not as criminal as Nigerians. He said even as bad as so that even Togo, not Togo, Niger, Côte d'Ivoire, Mali have Nigerians in their cells. And he said there are 3 prominent crimes Nigerians commit there. Is either pimping, 419, that is online fraud, or drugs, that is hard drug smuggling. Say these are Nigerians. He said it was so absurd. He said we are not fit to live in a decent society. It's like to be a Nigerian living in the UK. And that now last picture, I said that picture is not for us. Though if you look at it objectively, most of the things he has said have a lot of credence, a lot of plausibility, because he was present with facts and figures. So what gives? That is why the change starts with you and I. He said, if you are the Prime Minister of Britain, it's not likely we scrutinize Nigeria 10 times more than they scrutinize every other person where they allow entry. They said because when we get to those countries, we take advantage of the normalcy of their system, we take it as weakness, and we try to bastardize it. I said that can't be. That's not us. He said, no, we are not 100%, but most of Nigerians are like that. That the difference in the minority is very few. That is why we have to change the narrative. And the change begins with you and I. There are many Nigerians doing fantastically abroad. But like Yoruba say, the proverb says, Ẹrú kan ló mú ní gbígba ẹrú. Ẹrú is slave. That is the misbehavior of one slave gives you the propensity and audacity to abuse and insult about 200 other slaves. You say that is your mate, that is your colleague. Like say that is a Nigerian. Like you say that is your brother or that is your sister. doing that. So let us reflect together, let us think deeply and see how we can bring about a change. We shall still talk more about this, but the change must come. Well, is it Oli's right? Thank you for reflecting with me. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Tiana's World, Christinoga Motivation. Thank you for reflecting with me. Axel Miller, thank you for reflecting with me. Thank you so much. God bless you. Let me have your thoughts about Nigeria. Nigeria must survive. The Humpty Dumpty of Nigeria must not crash. Like Tino Achebe said, I made reference to that yesterday. They said, turning and turning in the widening gap. The falcon cannot bear the falconer. Things fall apart. The Central Park cannot hold. Mere anarchy is laid upon the world. Well, our nation will not fall apart. It's either it falls apart or we work to bring it together. And our desire is that our forefathers did not give us a fractured nation. That is why we shall look at the history tomorrow. How was it up to 1980, 1985? Then the regression starts, and that's where we are now. That the we are not producing majorly any country. How many vehicles are we now selling in Nigeria? That time, even government vehicles, any government official must use made in Nigeria, assembled in Nigerian vehicle. Not this one. Now we have made in Nigeria vehicles, even armored vehicles, armored jeep, made in Nigeria. But the government officials prefer to go and spend hard-earned currency of the nation to go and be buying Pajero jeep, custom made, millions of dollars, instead of patronizing the one produced in the country. You can see the policy. In those days, there were policies by God that no government official must use a vehicle that is not produced in Nigeria. Those were the official vehicles. And now vehicles are being produced in Nigeria.